They sell gold that does not nor ever will exist. According to the Bank for International Settlements, and this is years ago, so I can't really tell you what it is now because they've hidden this from us. Do you think that could have something to do with the spot price? Yeah, I think so.
Unlock the secrets of gold's sway in the economic realm with the insightful Lynette Zhang. As we navigate the currents of economics, we'll decode the pivotal role of gold and unravel the unfolding narrative of economic shifts. Join us for a riveting exploration where we dissect the recent developments and witness the intriguing breakdown of consumer dynamics. Embark on this captivating journey as we delve into the captivating fusion of gold and the ever-evolving economic landscape.
Let's just jump into what's happening with the consumer because the consumers are being touted as the saviors. But yet, 62% of Americans are still living paycheck to paycheck. So what about all those big raises we keep hearing about? I mean, we know that that's slowing, but the reality is by design, wages never keep pace with the real rate of inflation because it's more important for the corporations and their profits, and I've shown you that a gazillion times, than it is for, us, the public. I mean, we're just the right size to fail. The big guys aren't, and they're taking over more and more. But again, I digress. Let's just stay focused. The number of Americans who say they are stretched too thin has shown no signs of improvement amid high prices and higher interest rates. And Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell recently said inflation is still too high, indicating that interest rates will stay higher for longer. Now, will they, or will there be a pivot? We're going to be talking about that, or we did just talk about that actually on Tuesday, because why would the Fed start lowering rates again? Number one, inside of a crisis. But what we're really looking at here is the crisis unfolding. So, U.S. jobs data point to a broadly cooling in labor market, and the unemployment rate jumped to a nearly 2-year high. So things are starting to shift, and what we're really witnessing is the breakdown of the consumer. This is, is it good? Is it bad? It is what it is. If you listen to Fed Chair Powell, the whole reason of the inflation is not what they do with this money printing. Rather, it's the consumer or it's the worker that's asking for more money. Why can't they just admit and accept the fact that they're going to be poorer? Gee, I don't know. Because when payrolls go down and unemployment goes up, well, okay, are we entering a recession or are we entering a hyperinflationary depression? I think we're entering a hyperinflationary depression. But we'll know more about that as time goes on. I'm either going to be right or I'm going to be wrong. In the meantime, FedEx, what do they do? Oh, yeah, they deliver all sorts of packages, and they're encouraging their pilots to fly for American Airlines as freight traffic slows. So people are having to slow down their consumption. FedEx Corp is encouraging pilots to seek work flying for a unit of American Airlines Group as the pandemic-era surge in demand for air cargo slows. This recruitment initiative that provides FedEx pilots an additional career path opportunity because they're losing it with FedEx because things are slowing down as people are stretched so thin. There are limits to consumption. Now, we're going to look at how they can extend those limits and what they've done. Like consumers keep tapping credit, even as more fall behind on payments. Is this a good sign? Credit card balances jumped in the third quarter, and transitions into delinquency rose for most types of debt. But American consumers are running up their credit cards, but they may have a little left in the tank to spend. We got to make sure that we extract every bit that we can from them. And so as long as there's something, if they can take on more debt and they can take on more credit, rock and roll hoochie coo. But when they can't, well, that's when they attack the principal. Gold demand in third quarter, weaker year over year, but healthy compared to its 10-year average. Well, these are just some of the areas that gold is used in. So you can see the broad-based demand, jewelry, bar and coin, technology, central banks, ETFs, which are Wall Street products. Well, let's see, where is that 10%? And there's your zero, right? So you can see that some are below that line. And here's the 10-year average. So you can see that we continue to be above that line. So who's selling? Because what are those? Those are ETFs and Wall Street products, aren't they? And that's what this looks like. This is U.S. and European listed funds continue to dominate outflows in Q3. How do they manipulate the prices? They sell gold that does not nor ever will exist. According to the Bank for International Settlements, and this is years ago, so I can't really tell you what it is now because they've hidden this from us, but roughly 62,000 ounces of physical gold for every 1 ounce, 62,000 ounces of paper gold for every 1 ounce of physical gold. Do you think that could have something to do with the spot price? Yeah, I think so. There's your zero again. So it's really, really easy to manipulate the contract, the spot price, and you have to determine what it is that you are going to believe. Because even in crisis, 2020, what was happening in 2020? Even in crisis, we do not want the price of gold to rise. Why? Because a rise in gold price is an indication of a failing currency. Do they want you to understand that this is losing all of its value? No, of course not. Because they want you to stay in it so it's easier for you to steal. This must be suppressed. But at the end of the day, when they do those overnight revaluations, they take this garbage and they revalue it against something that's all intrinsic value because of all of the places that it is used in the global economy. It has value in the global economy. Can you see who really controls the prices? Are you going to believe the lies? Because how many times can you be lied to when you do not know the truth? Well, I'm showing you the truth. Follow the links. Do your own due diligence. Don't take my word for anything. But don't take their word for it. I prefer for you to have the ability to make educated choices that put your best interest first. They want you to stay inside of the system so that you volunteer your work, your wealth, everything, and they can fully control not just your economy, but your life, your freedom. We have to come into community and say no. We have to. There's no other alternative. And if you haven't seen it yet, watch last week's video on Central Bank says, just accept that you're poorer. It's your fault you're asking for higher wages. Not their fault because they've been printing us into oblivion because it's easy and it's cheap to do.
Thank you for joining us on this insightful exploration of gold and economics. Your engagement fuels our passion to keep unraveling the complexities of the financial landscape. Stay informed by subscribing and sharing your thoughts with us. Together, let's navigate the ever-evolving world of finance and precious metals. Until next time, keep discovering and learning.